Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Batman Reptilian Book 4. This is the fourth part of a 6-part miniseries from DC Comics under their Black Label imprint, written by Garth Ennis. Art, colors, and cover by Liam Sharp, Rob Steen letterer, edited by Jessica Chen, group editor Marie Javins. Batman has finally tracked down Wayland, better known as Killer Croc, who has been feeding on the homeless in the underground of Gotham City. Now we're told a long story about how things may have played out, and how Wayland doesn't really seem to understand what's going on, and Batman has to lay it out for him. Now, I can't say too much more about the issue without giving away one of the twists, but we do get an overview of Wayland's possible origin story, and the art is really solid. It's very creepy looking, very surrealist, very much like a Batman version of H.R. Geiger in a lot of parts. And the art works really well. Although there are some panels that do look like they were recycled, it does have a really unique look to it. And overall, I would have to say this was a really interesting story. The downside is that a lot of Wayland's background is told through Batman's narrative, but we're not shown any flashback images. It's still them just standing around for the most part. There are a couple of images, but it really could have been recounted with some more interesting flashback stuff, but that's a pretty minor complaint. Overall, it was an interesting issue. I didn't feel cheated for my money, and I really do like the art style. I think it's got a very memorable look, and it's a much bigger departure from Liam Sharp's regular work, which I do tend to like a little bit better, like his work in the Brave and the Bold miniseries with Wonder Woman. I really love that style. This is a significantly different art style. It's much more abstract and loose than that one is, and it works. Liam Sharp is an incredibly talented artist, but it's not going to appeal to everyone, and the story is a bit strange, so that's going to throw a few people off, especially with this issue. But I thought it was really intriguing, and it shows that Garth Ennis can be a really good writer when he sets his mind to it and he's not trying to be silly. So I'm absolutely going to recommend this. You'll want to read the first couple parts just to get caught up with what's going on, because the impact of this issue is really going to be minimized if you jump in here. It's going to affect how you view the story, and it'll ruin a little bit of the shock value of what's meant to be going on here. And I don't mean that in the, like, oh my gosh, look at that twist. No, it's more like, this makes sense within the context of the story and within the context of Wayland's origin as laid out in this issue. But it would be diminished with that surprise by jumping straight into this issue. So I'll recommend it, but I think this is going to be best read as a graphic novel format. So if you can pick it up in trade paperback and just read it straight through, I think you're going to be better off, and you'll probably like the story more. So if you can find the issues really cheap, I would say pick them up, but because they primarily are really nice quality, it's some of the best comic quality I've seen out of DC in a long time, especially at $5. And yeah, they're regular comic length, but the paper quality is phenomenal. But I would absolutely think that this is a much better read as a collected work. So if you can find it that way, that would be my preferred method of reading it again, as opposed to single issues. But I've already got the single issues, so kind of ruined that for myself on this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description for my merchandise store and other ways to support me. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.